Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the show where we are always striving to find the most obscure answers. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, my name's Adam. This is my partner, Q, and we live in Barking.
Couple number two.
Hi, my name is Benjamin. This is my friend Alexandra. Her surname is Alexandra, and we're from London.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Colin. This is Ruth, my wife, and we're from Llanelli in West Wales.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, my name's Emma, or most people call me Em, and this is my husband Teo, and we're from Wallasey Island near Rochford in Essex.
And there are two more people to introduce you to, and this is Emma and Laura, our British Sign Language interpreters, in the studio. And this is today's dramatis personae. Thank you all very much indeed. A very, very warm welcome to Pointless. It's terrific to have you all here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He wore a snug Bruce Lee-inspired yellow tracksuit on Taskmaster. Today, he's wearing the bottoms again. It is my Pointless friend. It's Phil Wang.
Yes. Yeah, sorry about that, Xander. I will be sat down. If I stand up, I think we're going to get referred to Ofcom. So don't worry.
But for all the right reasons.
We've been looking too good.
Yeah. How are you, though? You well?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Excited to be here. Excited for another great day of quiz, trivia, action, laughs, sounds, love, lights.
Now, Becky and Faramaz got through to the final last time, and they did not win the jackpot. So we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £6,500. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Do just remember, at all times, it is the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated. So keep your scores nice and low, and you will go far. Best of luck to everybody. Our first category today is Flags of the World. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns close-ups of flags. Phil.
Yes, we are going to show you two boards featuring close-ups of 9 national flags. Please tell us which country these flags belong to. By country, we mean a sovereign state that is a member of the UN in its own right.
OK, so let's have a look at our first board of close-ups of flags. Here they are, 9 of them. I will just give you a moment or two to digest those flags. Beautiful flags, Phil.
Beautiful flags.
Lovely job you've done here.
Thank you very much. Took me all night cutting those up.
Yeah.
A little bit of flag action.
Now, Q. Welcome back to Pointless. This is your third show.
It is. Yeah.
We have to get you into the head-to-head and beyond. We know this.
Yes.
Tell us more about yourself, Q.
So I am the cook of the house. I like to do kind of experimental cooking, putting a lot of things together. Also an avid baker, but I can only bake one type of cake.
What type of cake's that?
That would be a carrot cake.
But that's the best kind of cake.
I know. The trick is to use oil.
Instead of what?
Like butter, I guess.
But oil.
Yeah,
oil. Like a sunflower seed oil or something like that.
I
is
use
it?
vegetable oil, but it just makes it super, I don't like the M word, but moist.
Yes. Super. If only there were another word. Very good indeed. So the experimental thing, how often does that work out deliciously?
I would say like 50-50, and I always try it on guests as well. So when you come to mine, you'll either have one of the best meals ever or one of the worst.
OK.
No in between.
But that's fun, you know. Puts people on their toes, I guess. Now,
Yeah.
Q, how are we feeling about flags?
Not too bad, but I'm going to play it exceptionally safe, and I am going to go for Brazil.
Brazil,
Yeah.
says Q. Shall we see how many of our 100 said Brazil? Well, Brazil is right. Not bad, Q. Really not bad at all. Down against 29. Great start to the round.
Well done, Q. The globe on the Brazilian flag has stars on it, one for each state, and represents the sky over Rio de Janeiro on the day the Republic of Brazil was declared. Quite nice.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now then, Benjamin, welcome back to Pointless. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Tell us more about yourself, Benjamin.
Well, I was trying to think of an interesting story to tell you. I won't tell you when exactly, but I did the London Marathon with no training at all, none whatsoever. I made a bet with my friend. If I could do the London Marathon in under 7 hours, she would do it the following year. So that was my focus the whole time, 7 hours, got to do it to 7 hours, and I did it in 6 hours and 52 minutes. So she had to do it the next year. But her time, well, I won't say anything. So you'd have to ask her.
That's incredible, with no training.
Big mistake, big
Yeah.
mistake. Do not do it.
Very well done. What do you want to go for on our board here?
As usual, the couple before me have got the answer I was going to go for. So thank you for that. So I think I'm going to go for South Korea, the bottom right.
OK, South Korea, says Benjamin. Shall we see how many
Fingers
of our...
crossed.
Fingers crossed, exactly. Let's see how many of our 100 people said South Korea. It's right. Well, 29 is the only score we have at the moment. Down it goes to 19. Very well done indeed.
Yeah, nice one. The South Korean flag, the white background represents peace, and got the nice yin-yang symbol in the middle as well.
Yeah.
Balance and peace.
Balance and peace. Beautiful. Thank you very much indeed. Ruth,
Hi.
welcome to Pointless. It's great to have you here from Llanelli.
Yes, yeah.
Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a civil servant, Sandra. I've been there since I've left school. I've always worked in the civil service, so it's a long time ago, so...
Very good. But you must know every in and out of that. My goodness.
I'm partially retired now, so I just work a couple of days.
They're not going to let you retire. You know that, don't you, Ruth? They're never going to let you go because you know everything. They depend on you.
So I work a couple of days in the office, and then there's a lot of free time then, which is great. Meet up
Very
with friends and enjoy that.
And come on game shows.
And come on game shows.
I mean, what fun.
Yeah,
Lovely to have
it's
you here,
great.
Ruth. Lucky us. Now, what are you going to go for? These, I mean, they're really very detailed, aren't
They are. The only one I can see, really, is Croatia.
Croatia,
Yeah.
says Ruth. And again,
Yeah.
what beautiful detail. I mean, if it is Croatia.
If it is, yeah.
Let's see how many of our 100 people said Croatia. Croatia is absolutely right. 29 is our high score, 19 is our low. Look at that, 10 for Croatia. This is exceptional, Ruth.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, best score so far, Croatia. There are 5 small shields over a large shield, and each small shield represents a region in the country.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Teo, welcome back to Pointless. Great to have you with us again. Tell us a bit more about yourself, Teo.
We live on a converted herring trawler on the river Crouch.
Goodness me. The herring trawler, how long is a herring trawler?
That one is 26 metres long.
26 metres
Yeah.
long. How broad is its beam, if that's the word?
6 metres 5.
OK, that's quite nice. Got
It
a
is
decent bit of
quite big,
space
yeah.
there. Is it seaworthy still?
Yes,
Nice to know that you could go
is nice
snail-like
to know.
and take your home with you.
yes.
A lot to be said for that. Now, you are the last person to have this board, Teo. How much of this are you comfortable talking us through?
I take my favourite country, Egypt.
You're going to go for your favourite country. How lucky
Yes.
that it was there. Let's see how many of our 100 said Egypt. Egypt is right. Down we go. Well, 29 is our high score. 10 is our low. You pass the high, you pass the low. Down it goes to 6. Very well done indeed, Teo. This is outstanding work.
Yeah, really good, Teo. The Egyptian flag is 3 horizontal bands, red, white, and black, with the gold eagle of Saladin, a 12th century ruler of the region, in the middle.
Absolutely. Now then, what about all these others, Phil?
What are you thinking?
There's Canada there.
Yep, spot on. Canada would have got you 66. The crescent and the star. That's the flag of Turkey, or Turkey, as it's now called, and that scored 23.
I know that lovely one with the bird up there at the top. I know that.
I'd be very impressed if you do. It's Papua New Guinea.
Oh, I don't know that.
That would go you 4.
But I've seen it before.
And top right, Greece would have scored you 17. And in the middle is a lower score on the board. It's Honduras. Would have scored you 2.
Honduras.
Well done if you got
There we
Honduras.
are. All right, marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 6, Teo, very well done indeed, the best score of the past. And then we come to 10, where we find Ruth and Colin, then up to 19, where we find Benjamin and Alexandra, and then up to 29, where we find our high scorers, Q and Adam. Adam, on the next board, let's hope there's a lovely low score for you to bring you back into the fold. Otherwise, we say goodbye. Let's not even think of that. Very, very best of luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 9 more pictures on the board, which are extreme close-ups of flag designs. And here they are. Again, I will... Wow! some fabulous work there.
I don't know, did you have any idea flags
I had
were so
no
vibrant?
idea all this was going on. There we go. Now then, Em, welcome back. I very much like your top.
Oh,
Look at
thanks.
that.
Thanks.
Yes.
I love my pets here, so.
Very exciting. Now, Em, tell us more about yourself, Emma.
Yeah, just to carry on the theme from last time, Teo being a scuba diver, so am I. But we're also big into sports. So we love Formula One, MotoGP. I'm a big petrol head, like the rugby. So we've just come back from England World Cup rugby tour. So that's been really good fun.
Really
good fun.
exciting. Very good. So do you plot all kinds of destinations based on sporting tournaments?
Yeah, either sports, and if it happens to be near a coast and we can dive, even better.
Oh, quid's in. Now,
Yeah, totally.
Em, you are on 6. If you can score 22 or less, you're through to round 2. What would you like to go for?
Yeah, close-ups of flags is a tough one for me. Given the score, I'm going to make a bit of a gamble, and I'm going to go middle left, and I think that might be Mexico.
OK, Mexico, shall we see? Here is your red line. Can we get you below that with Mexico? That's right. Gets you through as well, Em. Look at that. It's a great answer. Down you go to 4, taking your total up to 10. Very well done indeed.
Yeah, gamble paid off there, and well done. Mexico, the flag has an eagle with a snake in its mouth standing on a cactus. According to legend, the Aztec people believed that when they saw this scene, an eagle on a cactus eating a snake, they needed to settle there, and this is what they saw in what is now Mexico City.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Colin, welcome. Terrific to have you here on Pointless. Tell us all about yourself.
Well, I'm Colin. My job, or my passion, has always been in football, and I've been lucky enough to work in that for the last 25 years.
In what capacity, Colin?
Well, initially as a football coach and a development officer, and more recently as a football consultant.
What does a football consultant do?
Well, basically, with the amount of knowledge I've been able to pick up across the years, working with grassroots clubs in the main, trying to help them to improve, do a lot of work with the national academies in Wales, trying to help them to improve. But mainly it's the on-the-pitch stuff as a coach that I really enjoy.
How exciting. Now, listen, you're on 10. 18 or less gets you into round 2.
Bottom right, I know there's 2 countries that have got something similar, so I'm taking a chance, and I'm going to say Argentina.
Argentina, is that right? Here is your red line. How many of our 100 thought it was Argentina? Argentina is absolutely right. This is good, Colin. Ooh, 19. You wanted 18, you got 19. I think you're going to be all right. That takes your total up to 29.
Well done, Colin. Yeah, the sun in the middle is known as the Sun of May and commemorates the sun which appeared through the clouds in May of 1810 during a demonstration in favour of independence.
There we go, thank you. Now then, Alexandra, welcome to Pointless. There we are.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely to have you back. Tell us more about yourself.
Well, Benjamin and I, we both work as British Sign Language to English translators. We work in many different contexts, both in television with in-vision sign language interpreters. You see them in the corner? That's the kind of work that we do. Also on deaf programmes using British Sign Language with English subtitles as well. So we watch the sign language and then we will do a transcript of the English for the subtitles. We will also work at conferences. We'll be reading a live auto cue and doing the processing into sign language and then translating that into sign language live. We also work with deaf-blind people, and every day is different.
Wow, the pressure on you to keep up must be, it must be intense.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you do get used to it as you go along. Sometimes when you're starting, the very beginning can be really nerve-wracking and you're a bit like, oh my goodness, and then you get used to it and it just becomes the norm, and here we are.
Now, you are on 19. If you can score 9 or less, you are through to the next round. How do you like our flags, Alexandra?
I'm going to pick the obvious. In the bottom left corner, China.
China. OK, China, says Alexandra. Here is your red line. Now, it's going to be quite low. There we are. Can we get you close to or below that with China? China's right.
Oh, phew.
There we are, down to 29 for China. This is not bad at all.
It's okay,
Taking
that's
your
fine.
total up to 48.
Yeah, really good. I thought China would get more.
Yeah.
29 is a great score. The large star represents the Chinese Communist Party, and the 4 smaller stars represent the 4 classes united under the party: the proletariat, the peasants, the petty bourgeoisie, and the patriotic capitalists.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Adam, this is the moment of truth. You are on 29. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really like to travel. I just come back from backpacking around South America, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and then obviously doing Lima, Arequipa, Ollantaytambo up to Machu Picchu in Peru. So I'm hoping it's going to help me on this round, but I'm not. I don't see those flags anymore.
Yeah, see those flags, that's really annoying. How long did you spend over this journey?
Just over a month.
OK.
Yeah.
So you weren't really in one place for terribly long, I'd imagine.
No, like 2 or 3 nights maximum,
yeah,
really.
Yeah. Good for you, though. What fun. Now, 29, as I say, is your score. 18 or less gets you into the next round. Do you feel like talking us through that board?
So I think the top left is India. The top middle is Albania. The top right, I think, is Lebanon. The middle 2, I've honestly got no idea. And the bottom one, I think it's either Bahamas or Djibouti. I'm not sure of the orientation. So I'm going to go for the top right and say Lebanon.
You're going to say Lebanon.
Yeah.
So here is your red line. Let's see if Lebanon can get you below that red line. Lebanon is right. Down it goes, Adam. Yes, very well done indeed. Down to 13. Beautifully judged. Taking your total up to 42.
Yeah, well done. The green cedar tree in the middle of the flag is the national symbol. It represents eternity, steadiness, happiness, and prosperity.
That's nice.
And of the ones Adam knew, that was the best answer, so well done, Adam. You were right. India, top left, would have given you 28. Albania would have given you 17. And the final 3, a bit trickier, is under.
Malta, I can do.
Yeah, spot on, well done. So that would have given you 11, Malta.
I don't know what that next one is.
It's Uganda. Would have got you 3. And the best answer on the board at the bottom, St. Lucia, for 1 point.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Well, that brings us to the end of our first round. It means also we have to say goodbye to our first pair. Oh, I'm sorry, Alexandra and Benjamin. This is where we say goodbye to you. You'll be back next time. And we'll look forward to seeing you then. But
Yeah,
thank you very much for playing, Alexandra and Benjamin.
Thank you, thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, now time for round 2. Very well done indeed. Here we are in round 2, down to 3 pairs, as you'll have noticed. Teo and Em, fantastic work over there. You are our combined lowest scorers, and Em, our lowest individual scorer. So fantastic work, as I say. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is wrestling. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns famous people who've appeared at WrestleMania, Phil.
I'm absolutely thrilled about this. On each pass, we're going to give you 6 clues to the names of famous people who have appeared at WrestleMania in some capacity between the first event in 1985 to the present day. We have given you their initials, so please name the most obscure famous person from their description.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. So here is our first board of 6 clues to famous people who've appeared at WrestleMania. Model and actor famous for her role as C.J. Parker in the original Baywatch series, P.A. Basketball player who won 4 NBA championships in the 2000s, including 3 with the Los Angeles Lakers, S.O. Piano player and showman famous for his flamboyant costumes, who starred in the 1955 film Sincerely Yours, L. Ohio-born YouTuber and content creator who runs the Impulsive podcast, LP. Writer and stunt performer famous for his roles in the Jackass franchise, JK. And singer who had UK Top 40 singles in the 1980s with Girls Just Want to Have Fun and True Colours, CL. There we are. Q. Oh. You look like you're wrestling with this question.
I am. I am going to kind of take a gamble with the Ohio-born YouTuber and say Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Is Logan Paul right? How many of our 100 said Logan Paul? It's a good gamble, Q. Down goes Logan Paul. That's brilliant. 11. Very well done.
Yeah, really good answer. Logan Paul has made multiple WrestleMania appearances and has now signed a full WWE contract. So he is essentially a WWE wrestler now. So from YouTuber to wrestler. Maybe quiz host to wrestler?
Maybe.
It could happen.
Wouldn't that be just terrific?
The strong arm. Alexander Strongarm.
It just makes itself happen. There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Ruth.
All right.
Ruth, what are you thinking?
The last one, I think is Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
For the US singer. Let's see how many of our 100 said Cyndi Lauper. It absolutely is Cyndi Lauper. Ooh, 68. There we are. 68 Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, Cyndi Lauper was in the corner of eventual winner Wendy Richter for her women's championship match at the inaugural WrestleMania in 1985. Right there at the beginning.
Right back at the beginning. Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now then, Em, you're the last person to have this board.
Oh, great.
Would you like to fill in all the blanks for us?
I have a couple of ideas here. So the top one, I think, is Pamela Anderson. I think the basketball player is probably Shaquille O'Neal. The piano player must be Liberace, because I don't know anybody with an L. I don't know the writer and stunt performer. I'm going to go with Shaq O'Neal.
Shaq O'Neal. Shaq O'Neal. Shall we see if that is right? Shall we see how many of our 100 said it? If it is. It's right. 68 is our high score, which you pass. 11 is our low score, which you pass. Down to 6. Very well done indeed, Em. There we go.
Yeah, really good. The sports knowledge paid off. Shaq entered the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale at WrestleMania 32, but was unfortunately unable to add the trophy to his cabinet of accolades from the NBA. Em took us through the board pretty well. Pamela Anderson, at the top, would have got you 69. The highest score on the board. Liberace would have got you 48. And the final answer, any ideas, Ander?
This is Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, well done, Johnny Knoxville. 13 would have scored you. Nice one.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we are halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 6, and once again, the low scorer so far, anyway. Then we travel from 6 up to 11, where we find Q and Adam, and from there up to 68, where we find Ruth and Colin. Colin, maybe the next board will have a lovely low score on it for you. Let's hope, and we can try and level things out a little bit. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, 6 more clues to go up on the board now to famous people who've appeared at WrestleMania. And we have female comedian who fronted stand-up shows called Don't Start With Me and Before Melissa Pulls the Plug, J.R. French DJ who had his 7th UK #1 single with I'm Good, Blue in 2022, D.G. American socialite who was first noticed while working for Paris Hilton, K.K. Bodybuilder, an actor famous for playing the Terminator, A.S. American rapper who represented San Marino in the 2021 Eurovision Song Contest alongside Senate, F.R. And boxing legend, born Cassius Clay, who scored 37 official knockouts in his career, M.A. There we are. Teo, it's over to you. You're on 6, by the way, so 61 or less gets you comfortably into the head-to-head.
I only know 2. Both everybody will know. So I'm going to go Muhammad Ali.
You're going to go for Muhammad Ali for the bottom one, Cassius Clay. Shall we see? Here is your red line. It's nice and high-ish. Let's see where we end up with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is right. There we are, 68 for Muhammad Ali, which takes your total up to 74.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali was a special guest referee for a match at the inaugural WrestleMania in which Hulk Hogan teamed up with fellow celebrity Mr. T.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Colin, you are on 68. We kind of need a score of 5 or less from you here, Colin. It could be done.
I think I know them all that are left, but I'm going to go for the American rapper, Flo Rida.
Flo Rida, says Colin. Here's your red line. Let's see if the 100 like Flo Rida. Well, it's right. Down it goes. And you've done it. Look at that, down to 3, Colin. This is fantastic work. Takes your total up to 71. Very, very well done indeed.
Well done, Colin. Yeah, Flo Rida has made multiple WrestleMania appearances, including performing at WrestleMania 28 to introduce The Rock. Very well played.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Adam, you are on 11. We are looking at a score of 62 or less to get you into the head-to-head. I have a good feeling about this. Adam, would you like to talk us through the board?
Yeah, so I think there's 3 that I know, which would be French DJs, David Guetta, bodybuilder and actor famous for playing the Terminator, I think that's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then also American socialite, I think that might be Kim Kardashian. So I think I'm going to go with the French DJ as David Guetta.
David Guetta says, Adam, here's your red line. Can we get you below that with David Guetta? Very much is David Guetta. Very much gets you into the head-to-head as well, Adam. Very well done. Down to 20, taking your total up to 31. Very well done.
Very well done. David Guetta's song Rise was the main theme of WrestleMania 31 in 2015. David Guetta's other number ones include Titanium with Sia and When Love Takes Over with Kelly Rowland. And as for the rest of the board, Adam took us through pretty well. Yeah, Kim Kardashian would have scored you 29. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the highest on the board at 70. The top one,
I'm guessing is Joan Rivers?
Yeah, Joan Rivers would have scored you 11. But Flo Rida was the best answer on the board, so well done, Colin.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, that brings us to the end of the second round. And my goodness, what an extraordinary turn of events. Teo and Em, you are our high scorers. I mean, it was very exciting and very, very close indeed. So we say goodbye to you for now. We'll see you again, though. Of that, there is no doubt. And we'll look forward to that. And maybe you can take it through to the final then. But Teo and Em, meanwhile, thank you very much for playing. For our 2 remaining pairs, though, it is now time for the head-to-head. Well, congratulations, Adam and Q, Colin and Ruth. You are now 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which stands, let us not forget, at £6,500. We now, before we play the head-to-head, have a chance to throw yet more money into that jackpot by seeing if we can find a couple of pointless answers. So here goes. This is just for fun. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many characters played by Peter Sellers as they could, Phil.
Yeah, you're going to see 6 options. 4 are characters played by the British comic actor Peter Sellers, 2 of which are pointless. However, there are 2 up there that are not Peter Sellers characters at all. Of course, £250 for each pointless answer that you give. Good luck.
Thank you very much indeed. So can you find the pointless Peter Sellers roles among these 6? And here they come. Noah Schnapp, Merkin Muffley, Dr. Fritz Fassbender, Richard Henry, Evelyn Tremble, and John Lewis. Does anyone know anything?
No. I think Noah Schnapp might be a red herring. I think he might be the Stranger Things actor. John Lewis, famous department store. Yeah, let's do Evelyn Tremble.
OK, we're going to go for Evelyn Tremble. Shall we see if that is a pointless Peter Sellers role? Ooh.
That's cool.
It's certainly a Peter Sellers role. And it's a pointless one as well. That's superb. That's 250.
Oh, well done.
Ah, Colin and Ruth, would you like to nominate another potentially pointless Peter Sellers role?
Yes, we'll do that one. The second one, Merkin Muffley.
You're going for Merkin Muffley. Should we see if Merkin Muffley is a pointless Peter Sellers role? It's definitely a Peter Sellers role. This would be very exciting. We'd take our total up to 7,000. Oh, one person remembered Merkin Muffley. How could they?
Yeah, Merkin Muffley from Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, 1964. And Q was spot on about Noah Schnapp. That was a red herring. Noah Schnapp is the actor who plays Will Byers in Stranger Things. So it's not Sellers, but Byers.
Oh, see,
Very
that's
clever.
just so clever.
Very cheeky, very cheeky.
Very clever.
Do you know the rest, Sander?
Absolutely no idea. I think Fritz Fassbender sounds like it's a Peter Sellers role.
Yeah, it's correct, and that is one of the pointless answers. From What's New Pussycat, 1965.
Yeah,
Oh, we're going to say that.
And, I mean, the trouble is it could go either way with John Lewis. I mean, you know, I think I might even say John Lewis is a Peter Sellers role.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Would have scored you 1 from Only Two Can Play, 1962. And Richard Henry is a red herring. Peter Sellers was born Richard Henry Sellers.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. And well done, you managed to find 1 pointless answer, which means we can add £250 to the jackpot, taking the total up to £6,750. But who'll be playing for it? Well, let's find out in the head-to-head. Now, as ever, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you are now allowed to confer before you give your answers. So best of luck to both pairs. Here is our first question, and it's all about types of coffee, Phil.
Yes. We're going to show you 5 illustrations, each of which demonstrates the ingredients in a type of coffee drink. We're also going to give you alternate letters of their names. Please tell us the name of the coffee drink you think the fewest of our 100 people knew.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 types of coffee. Here they come. We have A, milk foam, espresso, MCHAO. B, milk foam, steamed milk, espresso, CPUCN. C, steamed milk, espresso, FAWIE. D, steamed milk, chocolate, espresso, MCA. And E, hot water, espresso, AEIAO. OK, now, Adam and Q, you're our low scorers. You get to go first.
OK, so I think we're going to go for A, macchiato.
Macchiato. Say Adam and Q, macchiato. Now, Colin and Ruth, can you talk us through those other coffees?
Well, B is cappuccino, C is flat white, D is mocha, and E is Americano.
Yeah,
Americano.
You're going to go for Americano for E. So we have macchiato and Americano. Now, Adam and Q went for macchiato for A. Should we see how many of our 100 said that? Macchiato. Macchiato is right. That goes down to 44. Meanwhile, Colin and Ruth have gone for E, Americano. Shall we see how many of our 100 said Americano? Americano is right. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, Americano 43. Wow. Very well done indeed, Colin and Ruth. After one question, you are up 1-0.
Wow. Yeah, thrilling. The rest, oh yeah, absolutely right. Cappuccino would have scored you 87. Flat white would have scored you 75. And the highest scoring on the board was actually mocha with 89.
Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Well, here comes your second question. Adam and Q, you've got to win this one to stay in the game. However, Colin and Ruth get to answer it first. Good luck with that. Our second question is all about river films, Phil.
Yeah, we are going to show you the titles of 5 films along with a couple of the film's actors and the year the film was released. But we've missed out a word from each title. In each instance, that is the name of a river from somewhere in the world. Please give us the names of these missing rivers.
Thank you very much indeed. Can you find the missing rivers in these 5 river clues? The Jewel of the Blank, Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, 1985. Hyde Park on Blank, Bill Murray and Laura Linney, 2012. Bonnie and Blank, Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty, 1967. The Red Blank, Ethel Barrymore and Walter Pidgeon, 1949. And Move Over Blank, Doris Day and James Garner, 1963. There we are. Colin and Ruth get to go first.
Yeah.
OK, we'll go for the bottom one. Move over, darling.
Move over, darling. Move over, darling, say Colin and Ruth. OK, now, Adam and Q, can you talk us through that board?
First one is The Jewel of the Nile. Third being Bonnie and Clyde.
Let's go Bonnie and Clyde.
OK, Bonnie and Clyde.
You're going to go for Bonnie and Clyde. So we have Move Over, Darling, and we have Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Colin and Ruth have gone for Move Over, Darling. Let's see how many of our 100 said that for the bottom one. Doris Day, James Garner. Move Over, Darling. Move Over, Darling is right. 47 for Move Over, Darling. Meanwhile, Adam and Q have gone for Bonnie and Clyde, Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty. How many of our 100 said that? Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde is right. My goodness, 86 said that. And that means very well done indeed. Colin and Ruth, after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final 2-0.
Yeah, well done, guys. Darling is a river in southeast Australia and Clyde, Scotland.
Yeah.
And you were right about the Nile, your Jewel of the Nile. At the top would have scored you 68. The second one,
Is it Hyde Park on Hudson?
Hudson, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Would have scored you 2. And
This one I'm not sure about.
it's a river that's normally described as blue.
Danube.
Would have scored you 0, the Red Danube.
Wow.
Pointless answer.
Great.
Well done if you got that at home.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Well, the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, Adam and Q. You have been brilliant on this show. It's been wonderful to see you come through, and right here in pole position in the head-to-head. I was really hoping we might get you into the final for this, your 3rd show, but I'm afraid that wasn't to be. But it's been great, as I say, having you on the show. You played really well. Adam and Q, thank you. For Colin and Ruth, it's now time for the pointless final. Huge congratulations, Colin and Ruth. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy.
Thanks.
You now have a chance to win the pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £6,750. If I were that jackpot, I would be worried. There must be some favourite subjects you'd like to see come up. What would you like to see?
Football for Colin.
Indeed.
Yes. TV and film, usual history. I like
Good.
history, yeah.
Let's have a look. There'll be 4 options, as ever. And those options are TV series starring Jason Bateman, 17th century English poems, men's football treble winners, apples and pears. What's it going to be?
I don't know who Jason Bateman is.
I know, yeah, it's got to be the football, really,
gotta be
isn't
done.
it?
It's
yeah,
got to be
it's
done.
got to be football.
It's going to be the football.
Yeah.
It is. There we are. Men's football treble winners.
Yeah, here we go. We're looking for any player named in the squad of Manchester United for their 1999 Champions League final victory against Bayern Munich, or Manchester City for their 2023 Champions League final victory against Inter Milan. These Champions League victories completed trebles for these 2 sides, having already won the Premier League and the FA Cup. We will accept unused substitutes as well. Very best of luck.
Thank you very much. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. If you can find 3 pointless answers, we'll throw in a £500 bonus. Are you ready?
Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
So Man United. Sorry, Man United would be David May.
Teddy Sheringham, was it?
Yeah.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah. Obviously Beckham.
Yes.
Giggs.
Yes.
Yeah. So Man City squad, they're all 2023. They're all well known now.
Yes. Yeah.
I think maybe on the bench is Rico Lewis.
Right.
And possibly Cole Palmer. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, probably wrong. And
You said David May.
David May. Yeah.
Any else from Manchester United we can think of?
But again, they're all quite well-known names.
Yeah.
And
What about the goalkeepers?
that was Schmeichel, wasn't it?
Yes. Any other goalkeeper?
I'm trying to remember the subs that came on and they're not coming into my head.
No.
10 seconds left.
I'm going to stick with David May. And
Well,
yeah. We're OK.
OK, we're OK. There we go. Now, Colin and Ruth, give us your 3 answers.
So I think from the Man United 99 squad, David May.
David May.
And then the Man City 2023 squad, hopefully Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
And Rico Lewis.
And Rico Lewis. OK, of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
David May.
David May goes last. Least likely to be pointless?
Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, then Rico Lewis goes in the middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, David May. I mean, they look like exceptional answers to me, but then I know nothing. You have to remember that. Now, if one of these turns out to be pointless, you'll be leaving here with £6,750. What would you like to do with that?
I quite fancy an electric bike. Quite fancy that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't just one.
Yeah, I'd be happy on the pedal bike, and then we've got 6 grandchildren. They've got a nice little pot going for a Disney expedition. So
that's fun.
And we'll
like to do that.
put some in that.
Oh,
then as
well, you can all go together.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I can wave them off.
Yeah.
There we are. OK, well, let's put these to the test. Your first answer was Cole Palmer. This is one you thought was probably least likely to be pointless. In this case, we're looking for Manchester City's 2023 Champions League final squad. How many of our 100 named Cole Palmer? Might he be pointless?
Oh.
Well, Cole Palmer is right. You weren't entirely sure if Cole Palmer would be right, and he is. £6,750 is yours if this goes down to 0. We're going down with Cole Palmer in single figure. Still going down, still going down. You have done it, Matt! Very well done. Cole Palmer's a pointless answer.
Wow!
Which means you are taking home a jackpot of £6,750. You may remember I said earlier, if you get 3 pointless answers, you can take home a bonus £500. Let's just see if we can increase that from 6,750 to 7,250. Rico Lewis is your next answer, exactly the same criteria. Manchester City. Should we find out if Rico Lewis is pointless? Well, he's right. I mean, not bad going. Cole Palmer was pointless. Can Rico Lewis be pointless? Single figures with Rico Lewis. Down we go, still going down. Yep, you've done it again. There we are, 2 from 2. Everything is now riding on David May, which incidentally was the name you thought was your best shot, but a pointless answer.
Probably won't play now.
OK, well, let's find out. David May. We're now looking at Manchester United's 1999 treble-winning squad. Let's see, David May. Is it pointless? Well, it's right. That wasn't in any doubt. Cole Palmer was pointless. Rico Lewis was pointless. David May takes us into single figures. Down we go. Can we win that extra 500? Oh, no! Oh. The one you thought was your best shot. David May, I'm sorry, 2 people remembered David May. Let's put that to the back of our minds and concentrate on what you have won. That's amazing. A jackpot of £6,750. Brilliant. Colin and Ruth, fantastic.
Yeah, congratulations, you smashed that. I mean, it was your subject, but you didn't let it go to waste at all. Really incredibly well done. And so close to that triple pointless, but still amazing display. Let's have a look of some more of the pointless answers available, starting with Manchester United's 1999 Champions League final squad. You could have had Jesper Blomqvist, Jonathan Greening, Ronnie Johnson, Wes Brown, and there was only one more pointless answer, substitute goalie Raymond von der Hau. Well done if you got any of those at home. And here are some of the pointless answers for Manchester City's 2023 Champions League final squad. You could have had Cole Palmer, as you did, Julian Alvarez, Rico Lewis, and Stefan Ortega, the substitute goalkeeper. And there were 3 more pointless answers, Maximo Peroni, Scott Carson, and Sergio Gomez. Well done if you said any of those at home, and really well done to you both, Colin and Ruth.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Phil. And thanks once again to our winning players, Colin and Ruth, who take away today's jackpot of £6,750.
Thanks.
Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Phil.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.